Good day, guys. What's going on? This is Prof from Benko Forex Academy speaking. I want to welcome you to the channel. If this is your first time and you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel by hitting that red subscribe button. You would also want to turn your notifications on so that you don't miss any of the content that we'll be uploading on this channel. If you need to know more about the concepts that I will be using to analyze price action here with you, you just watch content that I have uploaded on this channel. More videos are coming, so make sure you turn notifications on so that you don't miss that content as it comes. So what I want to do is I want to do analysis of price action with you here so that we see what to expect in this week that we are now in. So what I have here is the DXY. So we want to start with the DXY. I promise you that I'm going to keep this as simple as possible so that you also understand what I will be talking about here. So don't worry about the markings for Elliott wave that I've put there. I want to keep this as simple as possible. So let's just look at this piece of price action that we are given here. Then we try to understand where we would expect this DXY to go. So for this week, I've number one scenario that I'm expecting, I'm bearish on this DXY. And number one scenario that I'm expecting here is for this to just continue pushing to the downside to this region here, to this given region here. So if you check here, I have this area here indicated here as my resistance area that was broken to the upside, but price didn't stay above. It then retraced back inside. Then this area was an area of support for quite some time. I have 1, 2, and then break here, and it came back inside and retested again. So this has been a support area for quite some time, and I'm expecting this region here to hold as resistance here. So if this region is gonna hold as resistance, we would see DXY just continuing from where it is now to continue selling to the downside, then taking out this low given here. If it then takes out this low given here, retraces back, and then also give us another wave to correct. So what I'm simply expecting here is correction of the fourth wave before we can push to the upside. So that's scenario number one, to just continue selling to this area here. Scenario number two, let me just pull my bar there, my price bar there. Let's pull it from this to this. Let's bring this price here. I'll show you what I'm expecting there. Let's have a mirror of that price. So if these are price bars that I've just put there, so this is another scenario that we can expect on DXY. So we can expect a retracement back to this order block here that we are given here. So if price is going to retrace from where it is right now, let's just use our Fibonacci to then see the expected regions that we might expect this price to come back to. I'm going to pull my Fibonacci from that high, that swing point there, to where price is right now. So if price is going to retrace from where it is right now, I will be expecting it to retrace to this order block here. And on the open of that order block, you see that we will be having a confluence of 61.8 retracement there. That's a key area there. If it retraces to that area, then that will be a beautiful trade that you can take and hold to the downside. That will be a swing trade that you can hold to the downside there. But if price is gonna come to retest this order block on lower time frames, H4 and H1, I would want this price to come in a corrective manner. If they can give me a channel here that is coming back to retest here, then that will be beautiful. If price is not, if this zone is going to hold as a resistance area, then I would want them to then keep on retesting this resistance area. If they do if this closes like this, then tomorrow they retest the area again and close below, and the third day they retest, the next day they retest this area. In that, I would expect the price to then start selling to the downside to take out this point here that has been given there. So that's it for DXY. So I'm bearish on DXY. In both situations, I'm expecting this to be going to the downside. So it's important that we understand this index. Why? Because it has a direct relationship with most of the major pairs. So let's just go through the next chart together. Okay, now we are on EURUSD. Now we are on EURUSD. Let's look at EURUSD and see what to expect for this week. What can we expect on EURUSD on this week? So if you check, price here has been in a downtrend. It has been going in a downtrend there. Then we have that break in that resistance trend line there. But if you check just on that resistance trend line again, we have what? We have this high that has been pinned there. So price has just respected that high there. So what can we expect on EURUSD for this week? If you check this region here, this region was once a support area that was broken through. Then price came back in above that support area as well. So this support area can now act as a resistance in that particular case. And if you also check this region there, we have a major area of resistance there. Before price broke through this area, this was holding price as a resistance area. Let's just adjust it so that it will clearly indicate it there. So what can we expect here? I'm expecting, number one, to see EURUSD either going back to this area here before it can continue to the upside. That's the first scenario that I'm expecting there, to see this EUR/US to go back to this area here, which was previous support. It can trade into this order block. We can see it trading into this order block open here that has been left here, this last red candle. We can see it just trading through that order block, then closing above that support area, or in that support region there. They can just wick through to close into to trade into this order block, then they close into that support area there. That's number one. Since we have broken a trend line there, we might see EUR/US just correcting into a form of a small little channel here before we can continue to the upside. But what I'm expecting is, I'm expecting this to go as far as 38.2 retracement there. This is a retracement of this whole fifth wave movement up to this area there. So I'm expecting this to go as far as this point here, up to this invalidation. Anything above then will be in a buy, in a major buy for this particular pair. So for this week, I'm just expecting them to correct a little bit before we can continue. This is the direct opposite of what we are expecting on that DXY that we have just analyzed. Let's move on to another pair. So I'm looking at gold right now. This is now, we're now on gold. We are now on gold. So if we look, just to check the overall picture of what is going on here, just the overall picture of what is going on here. This was a previous, this is a high that was broken there, and here we have area of relative equal lows here. If you check here, we have areas of relative equal lows, and behind, below these areas, we have liquidity, a lot of liquidity down there. So what am I expecting on gold? I'm expecting this to either respect this trend line if they respect this trend line, then they will continue selling. But we can see now they're trading through the trend line. If they close inside the trend line, then I will be expecting them to come back to test this area of support and resistance. This area was a resistance for some time, 1, 2, then the third time it was broken. Then price traded through in this impulsive manner through this resistance, this support line, which was now a support line, holding price to go to the upside. So gold can then just trade into this area, then continue to sell to the downside. This is almost the same with what happened here. Let me just bring you back here. Price action there. This was an area of what? Which was supposed to hold the price to continue to go to the upside, but the price broke through in an impulsive manner to the downside there. Then price came back to trade way into that area, which also held as what as resistance area. Then it traded through like that. So the same situation that we have here might be the same situation playing out here. Remember, this is technical analysis. Price always repeat what happened. So the price action we're given here is the same, almost the same price action that we might get here, but it's only that here it's a little bit compressed. So that's what I'm expecting on gold. I'm not expecting gold to trade through this to the upside. If it trades through to the upside, then I will only be involved in that buy if that buy is going to be above, if they come above this resistance area that we have just indicated there. If they come above this resistance area, then only in that situation will I be willing to trade gold. They will be above the resistance area and above this trend line that has been also acting as a resistance line there. So this is what I'm expecting on gold. I'm expecting to be selling gold to keep on going with gold to these lows before we can think about long buys. Let's move on to another pair. So now I'm looking at a Euro Swiss franc. I'm looking at Euro Swiss franc here. So let's just look at what has happened here. This was a major low there. This was supposed to act as what? As support for the price to then come deep into the support, or just take the low, then continue going to the upside. So what happened is this support that we are seeing here was traded through, then it became resistance here when price was now going to the downside. So what happened is price traded through in an impulsive manner. What can we expect now that we are here? What can we expect now that we are here? What I'm expecting for this Euro Swiss franc actually is a long term buy trade here. So the situation that we're going to be having here is a situation where price corrects back into this support area. If you check, if you just check here, there's been a break of structure here. This swing point has been violated with the upside, so there's been a break of structure there on that particular market break point there. So what I'm expecting is for price to come back to retest this support, the now support area, and also the break of structure there before we can continue to go with the buys. The next target will be this resistance area given there. But if you also check here, let me just indicate this area here. There's been a gap there. There's an imbalance of price action there. There is an imbalance there. So it's not a surprise if price is going to trade through this support area in a corrective manner with the objective of fulfilling that price imbalance that we have been given there. So what we want to do is we don't want to rush into taking these trades. We want to play a wait and see strategy where we then take the right trade there, but overall we are in a buy. We are supposed to catch a long term buy. So we are in now buy mode on Euro Swiss franc. Let's go to the next pair. So I'm looking at EURJPY right now. I'm looking at Euro Yen. So what can we expect on Euro Yen this week? If you check this section of price action there, this was once an area of resistance. Price respected this area going to the downside, trading into this order block. Then from this order block we have this impulsive movement. So what I'm expecting here is just a situation where price is gonna correct, just retest this swing point here and continue to the upside. So I'm just expecting a situation where we are going to retest this swing point and continue to the upside. On this particular pair, I'm not expecting it to come back to fill this imbalance. I don't think it's less probable on my side for this price to come and fill in this imbalance. If it comes back to fill in this imbalance, I think it will continue to sell to the downside. On this particular pair, I think this imbalance is going to be left like that, and the price is just going to wick through this swing point that we're given here. It's going to retest this swing point here before we can continue to the upside. If you are afraid to take a buy from this point, then you can just wait for a break of that particular trend line on top there. Then you trade a break and a retest of this particular trend line that is above there. But overall, I'm expecting this to push to this upper trend line, to these areas where I've indicated with the blue lines. This is a higher high, and I'm expecting it to trade through this higher high in the long term. Let's move on and look at Bitcoin. So now I'm looking at Bitcoin here. What are we expecting to happen? What are we expecting on Bitcoin? What I'm expecting on Bitcoin is I'm expecting Bitcoin to keep on pushing to break this structure where I've marked the break of structure there. I'm expecting them to break this structure. When they break that structure, I'm expecting them to trade into this area, which was a support area for price. I'm expecting them to trade into that particular area. Let's just change the color of this arrow so that it's visible enough. Well, that's okay. I'm expecting them to trade into this area. If they trade into these order blocks, then they retrace to where? They retrace to this area of support. This area has been acting as support for a long time. So the second wave, I will be expecting wave 2 to come into this area of support before we can get a major buy to these areas here. So I'm expecting a long-term buy on Bitcoin. But for now, they just need to break structure there. After they break structure, they trade into this, then we sell up to this area here before we can buy to the upside. That's what I have on Bitcoin. I will be updating this analysis in my free Telegram channels if there is any need. So you might need to join those free Telegram channels. I've put the links to those free Telegram channels in the description below.